It's time for the Nebraska Volleyball Coaches Show. Alongside head coach John Cook.
Ooh, jump serve by McKenna Wooker. Good pass. Long shoots it. Wicked. Kaboom! Waking babies all over North Bottoms. 13-11 Huskers. Free ball by the libero. And the near kill until Lexi Rodriguez saved it. Unreal. Lexi Rodriguez kept it alive. It's 19-9. They're on their feet in Lincoln. Liz Grigorski, former Wisconsin Badger. Line drive serve. Good pass. Rodriguez the slide. Wow! Andy Jackson. Kaboom! And that draws some oohs and ahs. 6-5 Nebraska. Bump set left. Sarah Franklin for Wisconsin. Great up by Harper. She's playing great defense. Jack back right side. Merritt needs it. She gives it. Survival Saturday. Nebraska staying alive. It's 11-10. Could this be the match? And here's the call. Net violation. We're done. Nebraska defeats Wisconsin. They did it. Call the grandkids. Nebraska takes down mighty Wisconsin.
Here's your host, John Baylor, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Well, greetings, everybody. Greetings, Nebraska, and welcome to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. I'm your host, John Baylor, soon to be joined by the head coach of Nebraska Volleyball, number one in the land. Hey, they're 19-0, 10-0 in the Big Ten, coming off one of the more memorable regular season matches you'll ever find in this sport, and I think that's an understatement. The opponents this weekend, Friday night, 7 o'clock, Maryland, 14-8, 4-6 in the conference. And then Saturday night, 7:30 start, Rutgers, 9-11, 1-9 in the Big Ten. 402-413-2400, 402-413-2400. If you have stage fright, no problem. We'll take a text. This is your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Back at its regular time, Thursday, 6 p.m. Solder it on your digital schedule. Head coach John Cook. Good evening.
Good evening, JB. I'm reminiscing right now that this might be the last night I'm walking over here wearing shorts. And
boy, global warming has a silver lining.
I know, but yeah, you can feel. You feel it's going to change here.
We're hearing snow, maybe.
Yeah.
Wow, it's gonna be like Wyoming back down here in the prairie.
Yeah. So my main goal tonight is to fire up our fans, because it's going to be a challenging weekend for them. Friday night, it's going to start. It's going to get cold, windy, so they're going to have to get in there and get fired up. I hope we're selling hot chocolate. And then Saturday, though, football game, could be snow, and then we're playing at 7:30. And I don't want any wimpy excuses that they were too cold sitting out that football game. They need to get in there and hot chocolate. And you know, this is maybe where we ought to be ramping up what we sell over there in Devaney at post-football game.
I mean, last week you were griping about the Big Red Express pep band. Now you're griping about the concessions over there at the Devaney. But it's a good place to get toasty on a cold night.
Yeah. Well, and Molly, Molly's our piccolo player.
Piccolo player.
They've upped their game. I feel them now. They've upped their game. Molly has made an impact.
Molly, the piccolo player, has become a folk hero.
Yeah.
She's got a following at this point, and deservedly so.
Yeah.
And hopefully she's getting some more solos. I'm not sure the piccolo squad has been featured sufficiently at the Big Red Express volleyball matches.
I think we ought to have Molly solo piccolo Star Spangled Banner.
Nice.
That would blow the roof off.
I mean, you think it's tough to get a ticket in there now.
Yeah.
They announced that. Forget about it. We're going to have to go to Memorial Stadium for everything.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, people already sending me stuff. Hey, we should play every match over there.
Have you heard about Molly? Omaha Scott wants to be a music teacher.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I heard that, and I was like, Molly, just take over.
Omaha Scott. So she must know Lindsay Krause.
Heck, good point.
Yeah.
How's Lindsay's ankle right now?
It's getting better. She's pushing it, so it's getting better.
What do you mean pushing it? Like she's out there?
Twice a day rehab. Yeah.
Is she digging a little bit? Or
No. She's just pushing in rehab right now. She's not.
Okay.
She's not back out.
So this is one of those serious ankle sprains.
Yeah, it's a high ankle sprain, so those are tough. That's the football guys. Usually volleyball players don't get those, but
what football guys are still available? I mean, a lot of them are.
Well, no, I mean, I think Jeff Sims had one and was out for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So, it's heartbreaker. But
Any prognosis? 2 weeks more?
I
3 weeks
haven't
more?
heard
Not
anything.
sure.
I don't ask.
5 weeks left, half of the Big Ten
Yeah.
scheduled to go. And Coach, I know we're supposed to look ahead, but now and then it's kind of fun to sort of get nostalgic and hopscotch down memory lane. Remember Saturday night?
Match 10?
Yes,
Yeah,
match
it's
10.
a distant memory. It feels like we haven't played in a month. I was telling the players at practice today, I said, God, it just feels like, do we have a bye week or something? Yeah. So we're excited to get back going.
You've probably heard this, but it just really captured the imagination of the state. I was just talking to a rabid fan, and he said at Brewski's in the Haymarket during the match, it was standing room only in the bar to watch the match, and there were 30 people trying to get in, and they wouldn't allow them in
Wow.
just to watch and they were yelling kaboom, and people are just going wild, and it was just an amazing event. And then you saw probably the videos of the rail yard.
Yeah.
The place was packed.
Yeah. I saw that, but I was more impressed with Coach Osborne's nephew, who's a horse guy, found out.
Here we go.
And they were at a horse event out in Hastings somewhere, I think, and they had on the side of the horse trailer the
GBR.
projector up
Nice.
there watching the match, and they sent me a picture of one of the horses is staring at the
Nice.
match. So, yeah, I got some other crazy pictures of people, and but
Any chance the Clydesdales are going to walk onto the Devaney floor?
I don't know. That'd be a
That'd be
heck
sweet.
of an intro. That'd be awesome. But all I know is I've got all these requests for red cowboy hats. Everybody wants a red cowboy hat.
How did that all happen after the
I
match?
have no idea.
Yes, you do. You were pulled into the student section, or they came in. They came after you.
So they camped out because they only had so many cowboy hats. So those students camped out to be first in line to get the cowboy hats.
got it.
Because they started, 10:30 in the morning. And so I was waiting they said, hey, Big Ten wants to interview you. So we're down there waiting, and I'm like, and the students are trying to come on the court. But the
trying to storm
security's,
the court.
oh yeah, the security's holding them back, and they're just mobbing in there. So I'm like, I'm going in. I go, give me your hat. I threw it on.
You went into the mob.
I went in the mob and bounced around with them a little bit.
Nice.
They loved it. The phones were everywhere in there, and they're
Why not just let the kids storm the court?
I know.
If I was a security guard, I'd join them. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
dog pile.
Yeah, it can get scary though. I was when Coach Miles was here, and I think we beat Wisconsin, who was like top 5 or 10 or something
Okay,
in basketball.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
I was literally standing on the edge of the court, and they started mobbing the court, and I'm like, okay, I can't go against them, so I got to go with them. So I went with the flow out onto the court.
You mobbed.
Because this was my only choice. And I'm out there in the middle of it, but it was gnarly because it was just, massive humanity moving around,
Mosh
and they're
pit.
going
Yeah.
crazy. So
You got to be safe. Also, could they do any damage on the Terraflex floor up there?
no.
Okay. Meanwhile, you look at the performance when it mattered most. Let's just talk about Harper Murray. I mean, she, through 2.5 sets, was playing not substandard, but average. Let's say that. Or would you say substandard for Harper?
Well, I think she was. We were struggling. We were making 44 hitting errors, so we were making errors.
And then you go to set 4. I mean, her set 5 is something to marvel at. But set 4, she takes the big swing when Wisconsin has match point.
Yeah,
That was a really tough attack.
I know.
And that ball was in the air a long time.
I know.
And it went diagonal, thank goodness. So it had enough real estate to land inbound. But boy, to have the courage to make that swing on Wisconsin match point, remarkable. And then the very next point, she's serving.
Yeah,
That was one of her best serves of the season.
yeah.
And it's 24 all. So that was something. And then set 5. I mean, you look at Harper, she had 7 kills in 9
In set
attempts.
5,
7 kills, set 5, 9 attempts at
No way.
778.
she had 7 kills.
That's what was reported.
Wow.
I got that from X, formerly called Twitter, so that
Okay.
could be way off.
I don't know. I haven't. Like I said, it was match 10. We're moving on. We got Maryland tomorrow. But I did have flashbacks to Michaela Fecke. I mean, that was a Fecky-type performance. Just take over a match. You know, your outside hitter just takes over a match. And Harper did that, along with a lot of other people, but she had a lot of big swings and made it happen.
And Merritt was hitting negative
midway
through the second set, and she turns out to be the National Player of the Week.
I know. She had 21 kills, and she did a lot of other things really well. She served great, blocked great, passed the balls that were served to her, and played great defense. I mean, she had a really good all-around performance.
402-413-2400. That's the head coach, John Cook. My name's John Baylor. This is your Nebraska Volleyball Show. The Woodhouse Auto Family is your trusted auto partner. With 20 brands, 20 convenient sales, and service locations, we're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. Also, the home of Denny. Coach last week regaled us about how Denny's driving his car across the state back to Wyoming at Woodhouse.
Oh yeah, Denny, yeah.
Acres, Midwest premier John Deere dealer. Acres, solutions for every field. Stay right there. More Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
I'm Tom Osborne, former football coach and founder of the Teammates Mentoring Program. I'm recruiting for the team, and I want it to be the finest team in America. I'm looking for someone like you to be a teammate's mentor, someone who is willing to reach out to a child and make a difference. Meeting with a student once a week at school can make an impact in their life and in the community. We want you to join our team. Go to teammates.org to apply today.
There's room at the table and more dollars to every acre by incorporating value-added grain into your operation with Central Valley Ag. From white corn to blue corn to organics, find the right fit for your operation. Now, for a limited time, enter to win a $10,000 bonus when you contract a minimum of 50,000 bushels of value-added grain. Enter to win at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Hey Husker fans, it's Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. As we get ready to celebrate 1890's one-year anniversary, I'm proud to say the 1890 Initiative now represents 150 Husker student athletes in 9 sports. And with your help, we can keep 1890 going strong, helping student athletes get the most from their name, image, and likeness, and preparing them for life after college. Visit 1890nebraska.com to learn more about NIL and 1890 and contribute today.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. October is National Chiropractic Health Month. Regular chiropractic care has been a game changer for me, both during my career and still today. It's the recommended first treatment for chronic lower back pain over prescription opioids. It's natural, drug-free, and safe for all ages. Discover the difference of chiropractic care. Relieve, restore, resume your life. Learn more at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
Get ready to rule the field and revolutionize your farming game with Valley, the game changer in irrigation and ag tech solutions. With time and labor-saving measures, ground truthing results, and effective input reduction, Valley provides the perfect game plan so you stay ahead of what's in the field. From the best in irrigation and cutting-edge ag tech solutions to personalized support, Valley is your winning team. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Shop smarter online for your next vehicle with Buy Now from Woodhouse. Car buying 100% online from your local trusted auto partner. Easily compare hundreds of hand-picked, safety-inspected cars, trucks, and SUVs features, capabilities, and payments. Conveniently apply for financing and complete your paperwork for purchase 100% online, anytime from anywhere. Plus, we'll deliver it to your driveway. Woodhouse, delivering a better way to car buy online with Buy Now.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
We could tell you all about what makes Ford F-Series the #1 trucks in America for 46 straight years. But why tell you when we could show you instead? Because in the Midwest, talk is cheap and actions speak. On the lake, on the job, or on the town, choose the trucks that deliver on the claims. Ford F-Series is made for the real world. This is Chiefs Kingdom. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $3,750 bonus cash on F-150 XLT, official truck of the Kansas City Chiefs.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sapp Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sapp Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sapp Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
It's time for another round of Nebraska Farm Facts. If there's one thing Nebraska's known for, it's our beef. And Nebraska soybeans feed a lot of them, and even more pigs and chickens. Farmers and ranchers raise livestock and poultry to provide nutritious, affordable protein for all ages to help build muscle and maintain energy for a healthy lifestyle. Keep that in mind as you prepare all that tasty meat on your tailgate grill. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails, dress up for a night out on the town, or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved-up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the trail-taming 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show on the HRN. There's the head coach, John Cook, undefeated #1 Huskers, 19-0. Host, Maryland tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, and Rutgers Saturday night, 7:30. Get more for what you grow with CVA for a limited time. Be entered to win a $10,000 bonus when you contract a minimum of 50,000 bushels of value-added grain at CVAcoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. And contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free, it's easy. It is the law. All right, Coach Emma from Springfield. She wants to know, hey, who got you to challenge the net call on match point against Wisconsin? Was it Merritt?
It was all of them. They were all telling me.
Really?
And then I looked at Jalen, and Jalen said, yeah, challenge it. So...
did you have second thoughts?
The players know. I mean, they always know.
You're cool winning a match like that on a net call?
Yeah, and they'll even, if somebody, like, they even know, like, the micro touches, they like, yeah, it hit my fingernail or it hit my pinky or whatever.
And ironically, so many fewer net touches this year than in years past. But you're saying there's no directive towards the officials to relax that rule and call it less often? No, you net. Gotcha. But maybe players are getting better at avoiding the net, except on match point.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Brindy from Kearney, I heard there were seats added to the Devaney. Where could you have possibly fit more? I've looked and can't, for the life of me, see where those new seats are.
So what they did, there was the people that were in standing room only. Okay, I'll try to explain this so that they can visualize this. So it was up top. So what they did, so we had a platform. So the seats went up to the top. Then there was this big black wall, and that's the All-American wall. The names were on it. And on top of that was the standing room only. So what they did is they moved that wall back, and they added 3 more rows of seats on the east end and on the west end. So they just shrunk the wall and added 3 more rows of seats, which totaled 400 seats. So you really can't tell because it looks the same. It's just, if you look at the pictures, the black wall will be smaller because just think it went 3 rows up. So they shorten it by that much to add those 3 rows in.
How do we get more seats in there?
I don't know. It's.
Do you think you just set the record attendance that it can't be surpassed? I mean, 9,100. I mean, how do you get more in there than last Saturday night?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know we could go that high.
Yeah. And how about standing room only for the Wisconsin match? I think there were 3 deep way up there.
Yeah.
You got to stand the whole match.
Yeah. It's all right.
It's a mixer up there. People are just wandering around. Hey, how you doing? What's going on?
People love the standing room only.
Really?
They love it. Yeah. It's awesome. You're up there. You're standing, watching it. And I just think it's you're a baseball guy.
Oh yeah.
Where is it? Atlanta's got the. What are the baseball stadiums that have got like the standing room up there? You stand. I went to Atlanta. I think Atlanta had
the
one.
open concourse allows everyone to kind of stand when they want.
But you can go up there, you can have drinks, food, and you're standing watching the game.
Yeah.
I thought
those are corporate
I've only
suites.
been to 3 baseball stadiums. San Diego, which
Nice.
they didn't have it, but they've got tacos.
Yeah. Those are tasty.
Really good tacos.
Nice.
Kansas City, and I think it was Atlanta.
How about Fenway?
I haven't been to Fenway.
Never been to Fenway. I can tell you this much.
I told you, I just been to only 3. JB.
I know. I'm just trying to. Anyway, Fenway, there are no open concourses. I can tell you that.
Yeah. I think it was Atlanta.
I think what you're talking about, these open concourses, this is the style of baseball stadium that's been around now for about 20 plus years. And so fans can just linger, loiter with their beverages and wander about, and you don't have to go immediately back to your seat.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome.
Helpful. You're ambulatory, you're moving around, getting some aerobic exercise.
Yeah. So I've asked our team in Devaney, should we put a bar, a restaurant, something up there for standing room only?
Where is their answer?
Well, there's a little bit of room back in there in the corners and stuff, but they could put something up there for those people so they don't have to come down to, get stuff. So I think that's hopefully is in the works, but we've suggested that would be an awesome, way to complement the standing room only people up there.
A horse
and take care of them.
bar up top.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
All right, we got Mike in Grand Island. Coach, with the current success in youth on the court, how does that affect recruiting and help you to get the top prospects for the next year or two, or transfer portal, for that matter? With all this talent, how do you get some 16-year-old kid to believe that she can break into this lineup?
Well, if you go any top program, there's going to be great players. And the best players want to play against the best. They want to train against the best every day. They want to play in the best conference. And, who wouldn't want to play at Nebraska? I mean, you see our crowd, the environment, the gym, we sold out a football stadium. So it's a lot of girls' dreams to come and play at Nebraska. And I think the great ones have the confidence that they're going to get on the court at some point.
Coach, do you ever promise any high school prospect that she's going to get X amount of playing time, she's going to be featured? No. Do you ever say the opposite? Like, hey, there are no promises. Nothing's given. We'll just give you a jersey and a scholarship.
No, we don't have those conversations. Just, hey, they ask, what do you have to do to get on the court? We tell them, best players play. The game doesn't know how old you are. We don't care how old you are. Best players play. So you got to come in and prove it every day. And, the great competitors love that. Yeah. That's all they need.
Have you ever had a recruit?
If players shy away from that, then they're not going to make it anyway.
And have you ever, in a conversation with a recruit, gotten the sense they don't like to hear that? They've been told by other coaches, hey, I've got this promise elsewhere?
I think that some of that goes on, yeah. But that, and they'll use, other coaches, some coaches use negative recruiting, like, why would you go there? Because you're not going to play, But
how important is Jalen Reyes to all your recruiting efforts?
Yeah, Jalen's, he's a great recruiter, great coach. He's got so much dang energy that, I can't keep up. But he wants to go recruit. If we got 3 hours off, he wants to go recruit.
He's
like,
going to
Jalen, go hit golf balls. Relax, buddy.
He's going to the maternity wards. I mean, he's trying to find wherever he can get talent.
He might be. Jeez, yeah. He left practice early. Maybe he is there. So,
and that's unusual.
Yeah.
Because we always hear that's the toughest part of the job, recruiting. And he loves it, and he's so good at it.
Yeah, he's very good at it. He's a people person. He's grew up in Hawaii. And if you see his background and around his family and where he grew up, the Outrigger Canoe Club, where he basically lived, it's family. You just feel like you're part of family, and it's the aloha spirit. You know, he has that. So he brings that with the people he interacts with. And so, yeah, he's done a great job. He deserves a lot of credit.
Michael checking in. Coach, we've heard how the players recover with rest and with cold baths, and which are very important in the Big Ten grind. But how do you coaches rest and recover after games? He wants to know where you go hang out after the game. That's basically what the question is.
I don't know where Kelly and Jalen go, but I go home and try to relax. I can't, if it's too late, you can't really eat something even though you're starving, because I just don't sleep good if I eat late. I've learned that lesson as the older you get, and it's hard. It's hard to wind down, and so I'll check, what other scores happened and look at some stats, and sometimes I'll watch a little video just to
after the match.
Yeah, just to kind of, there's something I wanted to see. It'll kind of makes you sleepy. It's like reading. You get sleepy.
So on a regular day, so a game without a match, when do you wake up? When do you go to bed?
I try to be in bed by 10:30, 10:45 every night, and but I'll read a little bit, and I usually, I wake up all different times. But
really, you don't have
my goal is to get 8 hours of sleep a night.
402-413-2400. More Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
For farmers, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. And at Valley, we feel the same, delivering game-changing technology and irrigation solutions that advance agricultural productivity, with the results to prove it. From our leading irrigation technology to expert advice, you can always rely on Valley to bring out the best in your farm. At Valley, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. Plus, 96% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Longevity based on Experian Automotive Vehicles and Operations versus total new registrations for model years 2023 to 2022 as of December 2022.
There's room at the table and more dollars to every acre by incorporating value-added grain into your operation with Central Valley Ag. From white corn to blue corn to organics, find the right fit for your operation. Now, for a limited time, enter to win a $10,000 bonus when you contract a minimum of 50,000 bushels of value-added grain. Enter to win at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Both farmers and Division I athletes are alike in that every year, every season presents a new opportunity. That is nothing new. Aurora Cooperative does what they always do, embrace new opportunities. They focus on their roots and continue to stand strong with their farmer owners. These core beliefs are much like those of committed Husker athletes. Aurora Cooperatives relies on their value of a strong work ethic to get any job done for their producers. When you choose Aurora Cooperative, you're choosing a winning team that's dedicated to the success of our local farmers. Go Big Red and go Aurora Cooperative.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Visit a participating AGCO dealer between September 11th and November 3rd and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game on November 24th in Lincoln, plus pregame tailgate. See True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter. And you may win this season.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, You ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails. Dress up for a night out on the town or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the trail-taming 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
What's colder than the coldest? A polar bear.
Live reports of polar bear on the loose. Man, is it cold enough for a polar bear in here?
Yes, we use SOS. Come on in.
SOS to the rescue! Nebraska defensive lineman Nash Hubbard here. People know me as the polar bear, and when I want to stay cool, I call SOS. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Mention the polar bear and get a free 10-year labor warranty on new York equipment. The best warranty in town.
At Sid Dillon Chevrolet, we prioritize our customers and promise an honest experience from start to finish. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo and experience for yourself why we are Nebraska's #1 volume Chevy dealer. And as your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit SidDillonChevy.com. Chevy, find new roads.
You are what drives us. Sid Dillon.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunnyside Exarban, and Row House Townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
Everyone remembers Nebraska's national championships and Heisman Trophy winners. Most people also know Nebraska holds the record for the longest home sellout streak. But did you know Nebraska also leads the nation with 351 academic All-Americans? Or that Nebraska has more today's top 10 award recipients than any school in the country? Beardmore Subaru is proud to support and celebrate Husker athletics and Nebraska student athletes again this season. Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the 3-row 2024 Subaru Ascent. It's the biggest SUV we've ever made. Love is now bigger than ever.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Hey, set one, Holloway Gymnasium, West Lafayette, Purdue hosting Minnesota. Minnesota 24, Purdue 23 on the BTN. You're now listening to the HRN. Great to have you. I'm John Baylor. This is your Nebraska Volleyball Show brought to you by Woodhouse, the Woodhouse Auto family. It's your trusted auto partner. With Denny and 20 brands and 20 convenient sales and service locations, we're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online, woodhouse.com. And this one's also brought to you by Dorothy Lynch. Home, style, and light and lean dressing, endless flavor abilities. Coach, if anyone wants to join in, by the way, 402-413-2400. How do you do your best to try to avoid some sort of let-up? This is a long season here. There's still 5 more weeks before December.
Well, JB, that's coaching 101, and it's about creating a culture and a mindset of what we got to do. Like I said, you want to talk about Wisconsin. We ain't talking about Wisconsin. We haven't talked about Wisconsin all week. We're talking about how to get better, and we got Maryland and Rutgers this weekend. So it's match 11 and 12 in the Big, and you know, as the season goes on, these matches get more and more important. There's more and more riding on it. You know, if we want to compete for a Big Ten championship, you've got to win, and then you got seeds for the NCAA tournament. You know, all that's starting to get narrow focus now, and so just trying to educate them and front load them on each week what needs to happen and how we have to play, and you got to continue to improve.
Do you have different themes for every week? Do you have different motivational?
Yeah.
Like, what's this week's motivational?
Top secret.
Top. Yeah. Confidential.
Yeah, you're on a need-to-know basis, JB.
All right, Meg from Omaha. For an offense, what is a good hitting percentage against a good team? Conversely, for a defense, what is a good hitting percentage to which to hold a good team?
Well, a good team or a great team?
Great team.
You know, I think when you see two, so when two really good teams go at it, they're probably going to hit somewhere 225, 250 in there, maybe 200. And now if you can hold a team under 200, a really good team, that's a really good defensive effort. Now, if you look at our stats for our last match, match 10, I mean, the stats were kind of, you know,
You hit 130.
Didn't make sense. But with the other thing you have to look at is what did we hit in the games we won? And we had 2 games we really struggled, so it lowered our stats. But then you got to go back and look at, okay, we outkilled them by 17, I think. So even though we made more errors and we just happened to get kills when it really mattered most. So, but to answer her question, 225, 250 against a really good team would be a great night.
You had 44 attacking errors. Wisconsin had 18. You had 11 service errors. Wisconsin had 12. You still win the match.
Yeah.
The scores aren't cumulative. They
Right.
don't get to keep it.
That's a unique thing about volleyball. It's not cumulative like basketball or football.
Alyssa asks, how many scholarship players can a team have? Do you see that number going up as the popularity of volleyball surpasses other sports?
Volleyball Division I's allowed to have 12 what we call head count sports, which means it's a full scholarship. You're not splitting it. Some of the other sports have to split scholarships, so you get a percentage, I get a percentage. So we're a head count. We have 12. Women's basketball has 15, even though they very rarely ever have 15 players. You just look at rosters of women's basketball. So there's been a lot of talk about, hey, why can't we take one of the women's basketball since nobody uses them, and because we have the libero. So you technically have 6 players, and
Plus
then
one.
if you have that's 7.
Yeah.
So if you want to have a depth chart with 2 people at each position, you're looking at 14. So can we get a 13th? But it hasn't gone anywhere because schools don't want to spend the money. So I'd say the answer would be no.
So basketball has 5 starters, and volleyball has 7 effectively, and basketball has 15 scholarships, and volleyball has 12 scholarships.
Yeah, but John, how many basketball scholarships are there for the men?
15.
12.
Really?
So women's basketball has 3 more than men. So it makes no sense, and that would be a great question to ask the NCAA.
Roger and Hastings, can you explain the foot fault on a serve? It looks like Bergen gets very close to the line. Can you touch the line if you don't go over it?
You cannot touch the line on the foot fault, and we actually had one this year. Merritt got a call on a foot fault. You got to be careful with that. So
because you're looking up to serve.
Yeah, and that's why they always got to know where they're starting and their rhythm and their routine to go. So it's yeah, but you can't touch the
It's
line.
amazing there aren't more backcourt violations with attackers putting their foot on the 10-foot line before they swing, because you're looking up, obviously.
Right, right.
And the play's happening very quickly, and you might have a back row attack infraction one every other match.
Yeah. There's just a lot of those guys just have a great feel. They've done it so much that they just have a great feel for that. You know, you watch the men's game, I mean, they've got guys, doesn't matter your front row or back row, and those guys are really good at it. You hardly ever see them get called for going over the 10-foot line.
It's amazing they also so rarely make a mistake on allowing an opposing attack to land or not.
Yeah.
It's just so rare when they allow it to land and it's in. You're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's almost always it's out, and it's often barely out.
Yeah.
And you always coach them, right, back up all the way to the line. So at the last second, conceivably, you could take it if you needed to.
Yeah.
Here's Carla in Grand Island. What needs to be done to get the throws out of the game? Seems like the official makes a judgment call on many of them.
Great question. I'm on the rules committee. There was a big emphasis this year to contain that and shut it down a little bit because it's getting out of control. Internationally, it's way out of control. Like in Jordan's world, I mean, they don't call anything. It's just
grab it, clutch it, and toss it.
Yep. And so potentially after this Olympics in 2024, they may take that out of the game. I know Hugh McCutcheon, who was a former Minnesota coach, is on the International Rules Committee, and I know he's pushing hard for that. I'd love to see it go out of college volleyball. I think it would improve the game. And what you're seeing is every ref calls it different. And so it's confusing for our players. We don't really know how to teach it or what, one night this can go. Next night they may call it. It's so confusing. And
you want to get rid of it.
Get rid of it, yeah, because it's a judgment call. And I want to get rid of the other thing that's so confusing is the tight balls over the net. Oh, the setter tried to set it and you blocked it. Okay, so point, you lose the point. Well, was the ball coming over? Was it 50? I mean, how does the blocker know? Here comes a ball flying at him, or is the setter going to turn and hit it? I mean, it's just so confusing. So I've proposed this and it doesn't go anywhere, but hey, you pass it tight, deal with it. You set it tight, the hitter's got to deal with it. Pass it tight, you deal with it.
But wouldn't the opposing blocker just suddenly start swinging wildly, even though the ball's on your side of the net?
Yeah. Well, that's what happens now. And we get called. Sometimes we get called for swinging. Becca got called the other night for swinging over.
But you're not saying it's permissible to swing if the ball's on the other side of the net. You're saying if it's above the net,
saying it's
part above
you
the net.
pass it close to the net, anything goes.
Anything goes.
Yep.
As long as it's above the net.
Well, if you set it tight, anything goes, right?
Yeah.
The hitter's trying to get up there and jam it or joust it, but the problem is when it's a second contact and the setter's setting it. How do you know if it's coming over or not? How do you know that setter's going to attack it? It's just and again, it's a judgment call. It's so hard to see on standing up there. They can see the net, but it happens so fast, and and they won't let us challenge it. You can't challenge that.
MJ Hamill, one of two Wisconsin setters, was hurt, concussed, really, in practice when she was trying to take a ball, got hit in the head. Do you see a time in the future when those back row players are going to have to wear helmets or some sort of head covering?
No.
It's not going to be that big a problem because the ball is coming at them so fast.
Yeah. JB, if you watch men's volleyball, those guys get hit all the time.
They're okay.
Yeah. I don't know, you get used to it. But no, I mean, if somebody has had a couple, maybe they get the helmet on, but you're really not seeing it. And it's just, again, I wish we would play with better volleyballs. I think that would, like you watch men's, I can't even tell you, ask Jalen, when the last time a men's player was concussed. But they play with a different ball.
It's softer somehow? Or?
Well, it's hard to describe. It's just a truer ball, and it's made from a different material that I think it absorbs better. And we have told the NCAA, again, I'm on the rules committee, I've said, hey, when do you ever see men getting concussed? And they hit the ball way harder than women do.
Allie Batenhorst, 13 kills, 10 errors, 40 swings, hit .075, involved in 2 blocks. How well do you think she played against Wisconsin?
I thought she played great. She had a lot of really tough swings, but she was going for it.
Those right side blockers were so tall.
Yeah, and she went for it, and she was aggressive and made good swings. I thought she played great.
Stay right there. More Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
Hey Huskers, it's a new day in Nebraska. Manzer Equipment, Mertz Farm Equipment, and West Point Implement of Columbus have teamed up as True Ag and Turf. Coach Rule is bringing innovation and high-performance standards to Husker football, and True Ag is doing the same to your farm with game-changing Fendt equipment. As Big Red establishes power on the field, True Ag and Turf does the same in the field by welcoming Fendt to Nebraska.
We could tell you all about what makes Ford F-Series the #1 trucks in America for 46 straight years. But why tell you when we could show you instead? Because in the Midwest, talk is cheap and actions speak. On the lake, on the job, or on the town, choose the trucks that deliver on the claims. Ford F-Series is made for the real world. This is Chiefs Kingdom. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $3,750 bonus cash on F-150 XLT, official truck of the Kansas City Chiefs.
We've got some universally big news for Nebraska Pick 5 fans. The prize for matching 4 of 5 numbers has risen from $450 to $500. Visit your favorite Nebraska lottery retailer today. Pick 5 numbers between 1 and 40 or ask for a Nebraska Pick 5 Quick Pick. Match 4 numbers and you could win $500. Each play only costs $1 and there are drawings 7 days a week. It's just another way our game is getting better all the time. Nebraska Pick 5 top prize odds 1 in 658,000.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Woodhouse has been delivering you confidence in car buying since 1975, and now we're giving you the convenience of doing it 100% online with Buy Now. Anytime, from anywhere, you can compare hundreds of hand-picked, safety-inspected, pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs that are available to purchase completely online. Shop smarter with personalized, estimated payments on all the inventory. Apply for financing and schedule your driveway delivery all online. Woodhouse, delivering a better way to car buy online with Buy Now.
There's room at the table. Add more dollars to every acre by incorporating value-added grain into your operation with Central Valley Ag. From white corn to blue corn to organics, find the right fit for your operation. Now, for a limited time, enter to win a $10,000 bonus when you contract a minimum of 50,000 bushels of value-added grain. Enter to win at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Your Nebraska Volleyball Show is brought to you by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer. Acres, solutions for every field. And Woodhouse Auto Family, your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenience sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. Tomorrow night, Maryland, 7 o'clock. Saturday night, Rutgers, 7:30. David from San Francisco asks Coach, or he makes a comment, hey, serving looked a lot better. Kudos to Kennedy for stepping up and serving an ace to tie it at 21 in the fourth. That was huge. Kennedy Orr as a serving specialist. How's that working out?
Well, she's really embraced it. You know, she's a great competitor, and you know, we just kept saying we got to find a way to get her on the court because she's a great defensive player. She can set a second ball if we need it, and her serve has struggled, but now that she's focused on being a serve sub, it's really improved, and you're right, that was a huge, huge serve. And we actually are doing really well in her rotation serving, running a lot of points, and you notice every time she goes in, it's almost like we get 2 or 3 points. So that's what you want.
When most teams are behind extensively, it wears them down. You guys seem to be fueled by trailing and trying to catch up in set 4 and then again in set 5.
Well, I don't, you know, we don't want to make a living doing that. So
your first lead in set 5 was 13-12.
Yeah,
they had the lead the whole way.
Yeah, I felt like we were playing behind the whole time, but we've had other matches like that, and then you have other matches you're just rolling them, but all of a sudden they come back. So it's just a sport of volleyball.
Carrie in Omaha commends you on your coaching staff and says that the addition of Jordan only makes it that much better. What's the communication like during a match with them? Are they watching for specific things or just taking in the game as a whole, trying to see what they can?
Oh, they're checking out the crowd.
Sure.
Wondering when they're going to get popcorn.
Ordering food.
Yeah. She's got
Jordan's signing.
She's got calling Uber for Starbucks, delivering. So Jordan is watching our outside hitters and our passers. Kelly watches the setters. Jalen's watching our block and defense in the middles. And I just kind of see everything. But there's not a lot of communication going on. You know, our communication goes on all week. In the game, it's just suggestion here, suggestion there, a refocus. There's not a lot of, we don't want, you look at some of these programs, there's like 4 coaches out there talking to everybody on the court. Okay, we don't want that. And I've talked to Jordan about it. I go, how do you like that as a player? How would you like that? She goes, I would hate it, you know. So we try to prepare them so they know what they need to do and let them play.
Now, Russ Rose used to take notes. Other coaches take notes. I don't see anyone taking notes.
Oh, we have a guy on the computer taking notes.
B-Mag.
He's statting, and then if you look at one of the guys on our grad managers is taking patterns or studying what they're doing based on for Jalen for our blocking defense.
So what was Russ writing down in his notebook?
That was his stress reliever. He was just taking stats on his team.
Little poetry.
Yeah, but it's just it's actually a good idea if you're just taking stats and you're not getting all worked up, which happens sometimes.
Michael wants to know, would you ever consider having an alternative uniform? For example, a football team wore a uniform that was worn to commemorate 100 years of Memorial Stadium. How about an alternative uniform?
Okay, he must have been in our meeting today because last year we had the Title IX, the old white uniforms, and they are awesome. And we actually had some players wear them in practice Monday, and I said, Lindsay, why aren't we wearing these in matches?
Dust these off.
Yeah, we wore them, and we played in the spring match out in Central City as well. They're awesome, and they've got the state of Nebraska on there, the old script. They're awesome, and Lindsay said Adidas this year didn't do one for us, and we don't have enough for everybody. So I guess next year they'll come up with something. I don't know, but yeah.
But you're not coming out in blue and yellow like the Red Sox.
No, last year was the 50-year anniversary of Title IX, so that's why they made them. So in football, I think they weren't too fancy either. I mean, I don't know if anybody even noticed. So
you said a month ago, approximately, that the defense this year had a chance of being better than last year because of one person primarily, Laney Choboy. Still stand by that?
Yeah. Laney she's an incredible defensive player. She made some great plays against our last match, and she makes everybody around her better. That's her gift.
She loves to play as much as anyone I've ever seen. The joy she plays with.
Yeah. That's why I said she makes everybody around her better. I mean, I told you a couple radio shows ago, if on our beach team, you say, hey, okay, let's pick partners. Who do you want? Everybody would choose Laney.
Is she a vocal leader?
Yeah.
And who are your other vocal leaders?
Laney's the most vocal. Lexi's quiet. Bergen's really quiet. Becca is a very vocal leader. And Merritt is a vocal leader, but in a very quiet way.
Becca's also a body bumper.
Yeah.
Are you cool with all that, or do you ever say, hey, guys, let's tone it down just a hair?
I have to tell Laney to tone it down.
Laney?
Yeah, Laney flies in there and crashes into people.
You're worried about injury?
Yeah, we have to tell her to tone it down.
You've had to tell Laney, please tone it down.
Yeah, tone it down.
Interesting. All right, Maryland. They got 4 wins in the conference: Michigan, Rutgers, Minnesota, and Iowa.
Yeah.
Used to be a great blocking team.
They still are a great blocking team. Okay. They're a very good defensive team. And they've got a transfer from Mississippi, a lefty, who we actually played a few years ago. She's a very dynamic hitter, and they got one of the best middles in the conference. Her last name is Russ. Big, I don't know, she's about 6'6".
Transfer from Pitt?
She transferred from Pitt? Okay. I didn't know that, but she's been there for a couple years now, and so it's Big Ten, baby. You got to bring it and get ready for a battle.
Maryland Rutgers. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, JB.
That's head coach John Cook. My name's John Baylor. Tomorrow night, Maryland in town, 7 o'clock start, 6 p.m. pregame. Good night, Nebraska.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
We've got some universally big news for Nebraska Pick 5 fans. The prize for matching 4 of 5 numbers has risen from $450 to $500. Visit your favorite Nebraska lottery retailer today. Pick 5 numbers between 1 and 40 or ask for a Nebraska Pick 5 Quick Pick. Match 4 numbers and you could win $500. Each play only costs $1 and there are drawings 7 days a week. It's just another way our game is getting better all the time. Nebraska Pick 5 top prize odds 1 in 658,000.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy, from repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. October is National Chiropractic Health Month. Regular chiropractic care has been a game changer for me, both during my career and still today. It's the recommended first treatment for chronic lower back pain over prescription opioids. It's natural, drug-free, and safe for all ages. Discover the difference of chiropractic care. Relieve, restore, resume your life. Learn more at nebraskachiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
Hey Husker fans, it's Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. As we get ready to celebrate 1890's one-year anniversary, I'm proud to say the 1890 Initiative now represents 150 Husker student athletes in 9 sports. And with your help, we can keep 1890 going strong, helping student athletes get the most from their name, image, and likeness, and preparing them for life after college. Visit 1890nebraska.com to learn more about NIL and 1890 and contribute today.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Harburg under center. Fleeks is the deep back. Wide receivers left and right. Turn. Back to throw. A play action look. Harburg going to take a shot downfield. Has a man wide open. Malachi Coleman makes the catch. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Cats outside center. Nebraska. Peyton Norris. Kaboom. Oh, waking babies all over Evanston. Wow. Emphatic.
Now back to the near side comes A.J. Hennig. Sullivan gets the snap, back to throw, pumps, gets rushed, gets hit, throws down. Then a sack. Pulled down again by Nash. His second sack of the game, all the way back at the 30-yard line.
Could this be the match? And here's the call. Net violation, we're done. Nebraska defeats Wisconsin. They did it. Call the grandkids. Nebraska takes down mighty Wisconsin. A second deuce game, and they love it in Lincoln.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Now you're stuck with us for hour two. John Cook, John Boehner have exited the premises, but an enjoyable first hour. I hope you enjoy listening to those two guys talk Husker volleyball. In fact, they'll be bumping us off tomorrow night. The Maryland Terrapins are here for a match that starts at 7, pregame coverage at 6, and then they take on Rutgers Saturday night. Remember, that game got moved from 7 to 7:30 to give a little bit more space between the football game and the volleyball match.
First of all, shouldn't they be the closing act behind us? Shouldn't we be opening up for them?
I would think so.
I mean, what a letdown after talking about that Wisconsin match, and now they got to listen to us.
You go when the coach says you'll be here.
I know.
See?
But second of all, I mean, I think that's a good move, and I know they'll do that when they can. Sometimes TV doesn't allow for those things to move, but I told you on Monday, I talked to several people that were running over that were working both, and a lot of people didn't have time to eat, sit down and eat, and it's a lot to try to manage a doubleheader, especially when it's crammed up like that. Normally you'd like to have 11 a.m. and then the 7 o'clock, but you do what you can, and shout out to those folks that really do work hard, because you couldn't do that without all the people that do all the jobs, the security, the concessions, I mean, the event staff. It takes so many people to put on sporting events, and a lot of them are literally working from 8 a.m., 7 a.m. till whenever everybody leaves from that volleyball match. So, I'm glad that they gave them a little bit of break. Maybe that will allow for a little bit of time to sit down and eat.
Oh, yeah, do it again this week.
Yes.
So you did it last week, and you got to do it again this week.
Yeah.
So those poor folks, they're going to be ready for a weekend off. There are not many of those coming up because we're about to throw basketball into the mix starting Sunday with a doubleheader at PBA.
Crossover season. Whew. I mean, November is bonkers. It really is, because you got the volleyball and football still going, and then you add the two basketballs, and it's pretty crazy around here in the network. We got seems like every night there's something going on, but I love November. I think this month is a lot of fun, because here we are sitting here talking about a football team that's planning to go to a bowl game. We got a volleyball team that's #1 in the country, and then now feel pretty excited about the two basketball teams and how November's going to be important for both these teams.
It is.
You've set up a schedule where you need to have a successful November because of how tough the Big Ten is. It's an important month, even though you can say, oh, it's the start of the season, it's a non-conference, but in order to have consideration for the postseason, you have to take care of business during this time. And so you've got two teams that need to come out with a good start and have a successful November. So it's a big month for all of these teams.
Can't stub your toe many times in November.
No.
You've got to be pretty clean in November.
Yeah, and in early December, both teams have Big Ten matchups because of the way that they schedule. And so, you've got to get a lot of things accomplished in November, and you got to be successful in this month, too.
Women play at noon Sunday at PBA. The men play at 5. We'll have both those broadcasts here on the network. Jessica will be calling the men's game on BTN Plus with, who are you with?
We're with Markowski, Andy Markowski.
Oh, nice, good. Folks, buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Couple of things about Husker football recruiting popped up this week. I don't know if you saw the pictures yesterday. The big semi that takes the Huskers travel apparel to road games was parked at a high school in Iowa yesterday. There's a young man over there Nebraska's recruiting, Grant Bricks, who's a big offensive lineman. They parked it right in front of the school.
How is that allowed?
Isn't that cool?
It's awesome.
Park it. Just get permission to park on somebody's property.
Yeah, I don't think you can be on school property, but you can be across from it, right?
That's a statement, right, from Matt Rule and the guys.
Oh,
going,
yeah.
We want you.
We want you, not just kind of want you.
We want you.
We really want you. We're bringing the semi here. That's cool. What a cool gesture. I've never heard that before.
You imagine how many kids went and took their picture in front of that
I'm
yesterday.
sure.
I mean,
yeah.
that thing was a photo op dynasty yesterday over in Iowa.
And it is hard to miss that thing. I mean,
it's a good-looking truck.
Yeah, it really is. They do a good job wrapping it every year. But, yeah, that's what a cool gesture there.
Nice deal. Tough news today. Kewan Lacey, the really talented running back out of the state of Texas, decommitted for Nebraska. He was going to be one of the linchpins of this class. He's having a great senior year. And, you know, you're down there in Texas. There's so many big schools around there. So everybody in the country goes and recruits Texas. So you're going to have to fight off a bunch of people. He announced on social media today he is decommitted for Nebraska. This is a blow. You still have time to adjust because the signing day is until December the 20th. You still have time to go find somebody. But I know this one probably stings in the football offices when they got word of this today.
Yeah, and you don't know about Ramir, right? And
right. He'd like to come back.
Yes, but, I mean...
Gabe should be back.
Yes. I saw Gabe today, by the way. He was in good spirits. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a position you certainly want to have every single year, right, is at least one running back. And so, and this staff has good ties to Texas.
They do.
And we're probably able to get on him a little bit early, and then he jumps on people's radars. And who knows, you know, he maybe could come back after he opens it up. You never know. But, yeah, that's why it's hard for me. We start talking about all these commitments that happen, but it's a long period to stay committed until they sign. What, December 20th? Is that the signing day?
Yep.
That's a long time, and there's nothing binding about a commitment. And yeah, you'd hope that guys stay committed. But a lot of times, once you start getting those commitments, a lot of times, the vast majority of times, you don't have that entire group that sticks with you committed throughout. So I kind of expected there to be some decommitments. It happens everywhere. With every single recruiting class, everywhere across the country, you do not keep everybody committed the entire time.
And I think the further away from Lincoln you are, the more susceptible you are to getting picked off by somebody else.
Because, I mean... You know, especially because the players that are close to here are able to come to games a lot. And so you're around the culture, you get a good feel for it. But if you're not, and you're not able to travel here and be really building that be a part of that culture and feel like it's home, then yeah, I mean, because I think when you come here, and how many times we hear coaches say this of every sport, when you come here, it's really hard to say no.
Right.
But when you can't make it here, there are recruits that will come multiple times. And maybe it's an official, maybe it's an unofficial, but they'll come multiple times. And I think when they keep coming here, they're like, okay, I love this, I want to be here. But when you can only come once, and then you're starting to go to other places, I think it probably maybe slips out of your mind a little bit, but it's once you come here, it's hard to say no. And so I think for some of those, yeah, when the closer you are, the harder it is to say no to it.
For the other sports, November 8th, that's the early signing period. That's a week-long period. So for basketball and volleyball and baseball and softball and soccer, we'll have a lot of names coming out November 8th. So that's not very far away. That's like 12 days away.
Yeah, and there's a lot of key signees in that. You know, a lot of schools might say, oh, well, you know, it's whatever, it's the November, but with the sports that you have signing here, that's a big day for these sports.
Big day. Folks, if problem gambling is burning up your money, there is a way out. Help is free and confidential for Nebraskans and their families. There's no judgment, just help. Visit lifeafterbet.com. We're back with a practice report. The head coach met with the media earlier today to preview the game with Purdue. We'll have some clips for you coming up.
There's no community like a Cenex community. And that's why every Cenex store is so proud to serve theirs by supporting local athletic teams, promoting the arts, and making sure each store is a place its neighbors can find what they need, catch up with their friends, and stay connected. It's also why we give back, helping to make the wonderful places we call home the best they can be. Your local Cenex doesn't just work in your town, it lives there. The store next door, powered locally at Cenex.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
Both Farmers and Division I athletes are alike in that every year, every season presents a new opportunity. That is nothing new. Aurora Cooperative does what they always do, embrace new opportunities. They focus on their roots and continue to stand strong with their farmer owners. These core beliefs are much like those of committed Husker athletes. Aurora Cooperatives relies on their value of a strong work ethic to get any job done for their producers. When you choose Aurora Cooperative, you're choosing a winning team that's dedicated to the success of our local farmers. Go Big Red and go Aurora Cooperative.
This statement has not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When it comes to my lifestyle and diet, I don't always make the smartest choices.
Touchdown! Woo! Hey, how about another round and some more chips?
But when it comes to taking care of my liver, I do make one very smart choice. Active liver tablets from New Nordic. I used to have real issues with my liver, and at my last checkup, my doc was concerned about my numbers. But since adding a once-a-day active liver tablet, my gut's better, I feel great, and my doctor's happy. I ask a lot of my liver, so the least I can do to say thanks is a daily dose of Active Liver.
Active Liver is one of many award-winning health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at Amazon.com or for a volume discount, visit NewNordicUSA.com. Available as a tablet or delicious sugar-free gummy. Protect and help your liver the easy and effective way with Active Liver at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Visit a participating AGCO dealer between September 11th and November 3rd and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game on November 24th in Lincoln, plus pregame tailgate. See True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter. And you may win this season.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Experience power like never before and move through the world in a legendary SUV from Woodhouse Cadillac, setting the bar when it comes to high-tech standards and safety features, plus innovations that enhance your driving experience. Receive $1,500 Cadillac financial cash and 2.9% APR for 36 months on the 2024 Cadillac XT5. Find your next luxury vehicle in-store or online anytime at WoodhouseCadillac.com. With approved credit, $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires 10/31/2023. See dealer for details.
Get ready to rule the field and revolutionize your farming game with Valley, the game changer in irrigation and ag tech solutions. With time and labor-saving measures, ground-truthing results, and effective input reduction, Valley provides the perfect game plan so you stay ahead of what's in the field. From the best in irrigation and cutting-edge ag tech solutions to personalized support, Valley is your winning team. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
We've got some universally big news for Nebraska Big 5 fans. The prize for matching 4 of 5 numbers has risen from $450 to $500. Visit your favorite Nebraska lottery retailer today. Pick 5 numbers between 1 and 40 or ask for a Nebraska Big 5 Quick Pick. Match 4 numbers and you could win $500. Each play only costs $1 and there are drawings 7 days a week. It's just another way our game is getting better all the time. Nebraska Big 5 top prize odds 1 in 658,000.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day-by-day donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
Something big is happening. Introducing Hy-Vee Perks. Now, Hy-Vee Fuel Saver is Hy-Vee Perks. Get the same great benefits like fuel savings. Plus, save even more on hundreds of products store-wide with Hy-Vee Perks prices like Tide. H Perks price $9.97. And bananas. H Perks price 39 cents a pound. Make the switch or sign up for Hy-Vee Perks and start saving today. It's free and easy. Some restrictions apply.
We're back inside of our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. The head coach had his final press conference before the matchup Saturday with the Purdue Boilermakers, so time for us to deliver for you our practice report.
The 1890 Initiative presents the Nebraska Football Practice Report.
We're talking about practice.
Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com.
Well, the head coach today who had a little sweat, he says, it's a little humid out there today, which it was. It's kind of damp outside, and it's going to change in the next 48 hours, as we know. He was asked, how was the week for those new offensive linemen that are now getting reps and are going to have to start on Saturday?
Yeah, I think the new guys on the offensive line have practiced hard all week. You know, we've had 2 really spirited practices and full pads to get that work done, and, you know, they needed that, and they've stepped up. And just as important as the next group, you know, like the next group of guys. And, you know, really excited. Like, again, I don't want anyone to get hurt, but as I said to the team, thank goodness last week Justin was prepared, and Henry was prepared, and Malcolm was prepared. So, hey, Tyler Canuck, you need to be prepared, and Jacob Hood, you need to be prepared, and Gunner and Sam and all those guys, Joey Mancino, all those guys are prepared. So good week. Excited for them to go compete against a great defense.
Unfortunately, I feel like we've said this every week, but it's different when you're preparing like you are the guy. And I know obviously Justin was one that was prepared, but it's so different mentally when you know going into it, when you know for sure you're your starter and the way that you prepare. But, you know, I had a fascinating conversation with Isaac Gifford today about, you know, practicing and defense and the preparation, and he's talking about how hard practice is, so that when you get to the game for the defense, it's a lot slower, and even though it might look chaotic, but it's a lot, it slows down a lot once you get to the game because of how hard they practice. And even Coach Rule had said that. So I guess what I'm getting at is, you know, and Coach Rule said this the other day, that the injuries aren't happening in practice, it's happening in the games, but because they're practicing so hard during the week, it's allowing them to be more prepared for the games on Saturday. And so hopefully that's going to be the case for some of these players that are stepping into these roles, that because they've now gone through an entire week of going hard at it at practice, that they'll be more prepared for the game day.
The 3 new starters have all played.
Yes, yeah.
That's a huge key.
Yeah.
But like he said, the most important thing is the guys behind him are the 2s.
Yes.
Where they were sitting there going, we're not getting into today's game.
You feel good about those. I mean, Teddy's been a starter before. Henry has started football games, and Justin showed that he can absolutely step in and fill multiple roles on the offensive line. It's if you have to call on behind those guys. But again, now you're preparing as you're the number 2s, as you are 1 play away, as opposed to being maybe 4 or 5 plays away. Yeah. Now you are the next man up, so you better be ready to go like those guys were last week.
So here comes Purdue, 2-5 on the year. They, for whatever reason, they played a terrible, terribly tough non-conference schedule. You and I both knew Fresno State was going to be a really battle for them. They lost.
Yes.
They go win at Virginia Tech. They come and play a good Syracuse team, got beat by them. So they're 2-5, but Coach Rule says there was a lot about the Boilermakers that concerns him.
Well, I'd say Burke's card, the run game. I mean, they're I think they're ranked right now the 6th best offense, right? They're the 4th best passing offense. Like, they can score points, and they're explosive. And listening to Coach, it sounds like they're healthy. Like, you know, I wouldn't have known that they weren't healthy, but those types of teams have kind of bothered us at times, right? That spread tempo, you know, run this way, double slant backside, throw the ball up. You know, those things have. You know, those things of La Tech, you know, move the ball against us. And so they move the ball against a lot of people. You know, we beat Illinois. We were excited, right? They beat them 44-19. So that offense is scary. The return game, the returners are scary. You know, they have 3 back now, so he's obviously going to be in the mix. So they have dynamic players in those areas. And on defense, you know, Coach Walters, I mean, they're going to get off the bus, and they're going to play man, and they're going to pressure us, and they're going to blitz us. And we're gonna have to make some plays and pick those things up with a new group on the offensive line. So it's an even matchup. This is a great game. This should be a great game. It should be a great game right down the wire. And we'll just try to play our best to get to the fourth quarter, try to make one more play than the opponent, and hope that we win the game.
Graham Harrell is a great offensive coordinator. I think one of the better offensive minds in college football. He comes from that air raid that's tweaked a little bit, that finds the different nuances, is able to see things in defenses to pick apart a little bit. Now, they have had sometimes they've lit up the scoreboard. Sometimes they've had a little bit of struggle. But, yeah, I mean, anytime you're facing up against an offensive coordinator like that, it can be a little concerning. But, I mean, I think this defense will embrace the challenge. And, you go back to a year ago, and you could argue that Ryan Walters and Graham Harrell were both two of the best coordinators in college football. And now they've teamed up together, and Ryan Walters as the head coach. But you know that he's got a great defensive mind. So, yeah, it's and as Coach said, coming off the bye, and they've had some struggles sometimes with those types of offenses. But, I mean, this defense is so locked in. I think they'll be ready for the challenge. I'm more so excited to see how the offense responds, because they're going to have to score more than I feel like probably going to have to score more against a team like Purdue that has the ability to light up the scoreboard.
So we scored 20 against Illinois. That was good enough for a win. We scored 17 against Northwestern. That was good enough for a win. It may take a little more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, even with bad weather, if it's really windy and wet, it still may take more than 20 to win.
Yeah. I mean, it's just Purdue has shown that they do have the capabilities of putting up some points. So I do think the offense needs to find some rhythm and give some breathing room to the defense for sure.
All right, we'll finish with this. This was an interesting question about the Huskers have put out these YouTube videos with this team, and he was kind of asked, are you comfortable with that? How much editorial influence does the head coach have with those videos? Here was his answer.
So we have C.J. Campbell, Warren, Jordan Litton. They're awesome, right? They're awesome. So I told them, like, hey, run with it, but, like, show it to me. So, okay, there's some of them I don't want on there. Like, they had some things, like, they had the Sunday practice. They had a lot of things on that Sunday practice before Illinois. And I said, hey, let's put that out in the offseason. What I don't want is the guys feeling like, hey, they do something on Saturday and the next week it's on TV. And so then you start getting cautious of that. So, but yeah, they're the creatives. I mean, they're awesome. They really they understand the ethos of the program. They understand what we're trying to get done, and I trust them. I trust them completely. So, literally, like, I jumped up on that crowd surfing thing last week, and as I was saying, get down, put me down, please, because I didn't trust myself to land on my feet. I was like, well, Jay Litt's going to send me that video here in a few minutes. So they are a great balance for me, who's kind of old school, and they're kind of like, hey, Coach, let's do this. This will be fun. Mike Wallace does a really, really tremendous job for me, and they come to me with all kinds of ideas. And what I'll tell you, Mitch, is they do the same things internally. The highlight film we have every Saturday right before we get on the buses is awesome. We send, like, highlight films out on Thursdays and Fridays, like the old days of standing in a team meeting, showing plays. What I've learned is if I just send them a video, they'll probably watch that 10 times, and they'll probably listen to me while they're thinking about what do we have next. So I try to do some different things with them. But, yeah, it's been fun. I normally, like I said, wouldn't do those things, but when my family was in Carolina, they were always looking for, like, when's the next video coming out, because they wanted to be a part of the program. So I started thinking about all the Husker fans and all the recruits and all the families, and I'm so proud of our team with the way we work and the way we do things. I want them to see the fire that we are under each week, because for me, this is all about process. I just told the team we have 29 days left in the season. Like, what can't we do for 29 days at a high level? 29 days, that's it. Like we could do anything for 29 days. And so I just want them each day to try to get a little bit better for 29 days and see if we can't earn ourselves, a chance to play another ball game or so. So,
there's a lot of positives to putting those videos out, but to me, the biggest thing is that you are sitting there and you're telling recruits, hey, this is how we do things. And every recruit goes everywhere and they're telling them all the same thing. But they're putting so much out there that it's hard to lie, right? I mean, what they're saying is you're seeing it play out on these videos. And so you can say, hey, what we're telling you is legit. You can go watch these right here. I mean, and they've literally documented every step along the way. There was throughout fall camp, there was throughout the season. They're putting these out so you can see exactly what it's like internally. And it's not like and I hear that all the time when I talk to recruits about why they choose certain places, and they're saying, well, you're hearing a lot of the spiels, but it's how much do you trust what's being told to you is what's actually going on. And I think right here, this video is showing you what we're telling you is what is actually taking place behind closed doors.
He did say, he goes, I'm not sure we'll do this that much next year.
Yeah.
And maybe not, but you've already kind of told people this is what our program is.
Yeah, I mean, and I think just because it was a new coaching staff, it's a new chapter. So, yeah, maybe moving forward, it's not as much. Maybe it looks different, but at least getting going because, hey, here is what we are about. Here's what you're seeing, and this is how we are building when we're not playing on Saturdays. So a lot of times all you're seeing is what you're seeing on Saturdays. And so for at least the first year while they're establishing, here's a glimpse inside of what we're trying to do and what we're trying to establish moving forward.
Very good. All right, that's our practice report for tonight. Woodhouse Auto Family, your trusted auto partner, 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. We need to make some picks, our last show of the week. We're going to change it up a little bit tonight on how we do that. We do that next.
Visit a participating AGCO dealer between September 11th and November 3rd and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game on November 24th in Lincoln, plus pregame tailgate. See True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter. And you may win this season.
Elevate your driving experience at Woodhouse Buick GMC. Receive up to $2,250 off MSRP on the 2023 Buick Envision Preferred, or shop the 2023 Buick Enclave Avenir and save up to $3,000 off MSRP. Shop our current inventory online anytime at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade. With approved credit, must have 2009 or newer trade-in to qualify. $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires October 31st, 2023. See dealer for details.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
We've got some universally big news for Nebraska Pick 5 fans. The prize for matching 4 of 5 numbers has risen from $450 to $500. Visit your favorite Nebraska lottery retailer today. Pick 5 numbers between 1 and 40 or ask for a Nebraska Pick 5 Quick Pick. Match 4 numbers and you could win $500. Each play only costs $1 and there are drawings 7 days a week. It's just another way our game is getting better all the time. Nebraska Pick 5 top prize odds 1 in 658,000.
We could tell you all about what makes Ford F-Series the #1 trucks in America for 46 straight years. But why tell you when we could show you instead? Because in the Midwest, talk is cheap and actions speak. On the lake, on the job, or on the town. Choose the trucks that deliver on the claims. Ford F-Series is made for the real world. This is Chiefs Kingdom. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $3,750 bonus cash on F-150 XLT, official truck of the Kansas City Chiefs.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail, or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Everyone remembers Nebraska's national championships and Heisman Trophy winners. Most people also know Nebraska holds the record for the longest home sellout streak. But did you know Nebraska also leads the nation with 351 academic All-Americans? Or that Nebraska has more today's top 10 award recipients than any school in the country? Beardmore Subaru is proud to support and celebrate Husker athletics and Nebraska student athletes again this season. Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the 3-row 2024 Subaru Ascent. It's the biggest SUV we've ever made. Love is now bigger than ever. Husker.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunny's at Exarban, and row house townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
There's room at the table and more dollars to every acre by incorporating value-added grain into your operation with Central Valley Ag. From white corn to blue corn to organics, find the right fit for your operation. Now, for a limited time, enter to win a $10,000 bonus when you contract a minimum of 50,000 bushels of value-added grain. Enter to win at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails, dress up for a night out on the town, or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved-up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the Trail-Tamin 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm Broadcasting Major Jake Strauntz with Campus News. UNL and UNMC are leading new research to protect U.S. troops. Working in collaboration with U.S. Strategic Command, Nebraska scientists are developing a treatment that keeps armed forces safe from radiation caused by enemy attacks. The new research contract was secured through the university's National Strategic Research Institute.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you Thursday night. It's our last show of the week. Volleyball tomorrow night, so that means we got to make some picks, right, before the weekend.
Yes, we do.
Jeremiah Searles joining us as well.
Friends.
Hello, sir.
Hello, friends. Yeah, I'm excited. You know, it's getting back to it. Felt like I had a stronger performance last week. We're still scratching our way back. I know we're deep in the hole, but, you know, I felt better about my players' performance last week. We didn't die on the field, but if we die, we die.
There you go. quoting one great head coach, right, on that one. So it is time for our Choices Treatment Center picks. Let's just do it. Let's just go right to the picks and skip
Let's not. You always make us sit through it.
Recap, please. Recap.
Cole, we need a recap or...
Cole.
I'm okay with recapping.
Okay. Penn State at Ohio State. That was the big game in the league. Just Cole and I were right on this one. We both picked the Buckeyes. You two and the students had Penn State.
Darn it. I mean, just too much firepower. Ohio State, too much. The Penn State couldn't contain them for 4 quarters.
That game's on Franklin. Franklin was scared to let his quarterback go. Too many times he ran plays on 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, instead of letting his quarterback try and let it loose back there. I thought it was a scared game plan by Penn State, but hats off. That Ohio State defense is going to give everyone a run for their money this year.
All right, Indiana-Rutgers. Some idiot went out on a limb and took Indiana, and everyone else went Rutgers. And how about Indiana had a punt blocked and then dropped another punt return. So they messed up 2, gave up 2 touchdowns that way.
You felt pretty good for, what, like a quarter?
I did. It was like 14-7.
I came in here in the studio. You were like, hey, look at my pick. And then here comes Rutgers. I'm like, let's go.
Tough day to be a punter, punt returner in the Big Ten last week. Just a tough time.
And this Saturday may be the same kind of deal. Minnesota, Iowa, speaking of the tough thing, that was the controversial call at the end. The students got it right. They went to Gophers. The rest of us go down with the Hawkeyes. What a bizarre way, Jeremiah, for that game to kind of culminate with the waving the arms, which nullified a punt return that would have given Iowa the win.
Yeah, you know, I went back and watched it. the rule is the rule, even if you give the poison call, and people can say, oh, he didn't give it. But if you watch the tape closely, one of the blockers turns, sees him, and sprints the other way. So he obviously was giving some type of signal. Unfortunate game, but talk about an ugly football game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they had -2 yards offense or something like that in the second half.
Iowa's
Yeah, 12. That's absolutely ridiculous for a college football team. It's stupid.
It's rinse and repeat. You say that every week about Iowa, though.
Yeah, and
How
they finally caught up
ugly
with
it
them.
is.
It finally caught up with them. You know, Greg said it too. Eventually it catches up with them, and I think it finally did. But, I mean, holy crap, that's bad.
All right, Illinois, Wisconsin. Illinois had a nice lead going to the fourth quarter. Johnny Newton gets ejected early in the fourth quarter for a helmet-to-helmet collision. Illinois disputed it, even turned it into the league office. But once he went out, the Badgers had their way. Jessica, you, Jeremiah, and Cole all went with Wisconsin. They rallied in the fourth quarter to win.
I thought I was losing that one. I thought I was losing a point there because I didn't see a lot of that game, but I heard you guys talking about it in Wisconsin where they just kept fighting back and, yeah, just got all the momentum there and was able to pull it out.
I will say this, Illinois is much improved. Since
are.
that game against Nebraska, they look like they've figured some things out, and they're going to be competitive throughout the stretch.
Yeah, they do. We all had Michigan. They routed Michigan State. Utah, USC, we were divided on this one. Jessica, you and I and the students went with the Trojans. That was a wild finish. Jeremiah gets this one right. Cole got it right as well. I think came down to the end.
Yeah, and of course, what are they doing, leaving it up to the USC defense to try to win a football game? If I'm opposing teams and I'm thinking, oh, I even got a minute and a half to drive the field, all right, it's in favor of the opposing. If you leave USC's defense on there to win it, most of the time they're not going to get it done for you. They cannot stop anybody.
No, they can't. And Caleb Williams, to me, is kind of reeling here in the last couple of weeks. You know, he was supposed to be this generational prospect, and yes, he's extremely talented. His leadership skills are starting to come into question, not facing the media after the game. Like, all those things are going to start piling up on USC out there.
I don't think that was his call, though, to not face the media.
He is Caleb Williams. If he wanted to talk if he wanted to say, hey, I'm going to be the #1 overall pick, I'm going to talk to the media, I feel like he would.
No, Lincoln Riley shut everybody down.
Yeah,
he shut everybody down. He was the only one that spoke. And then he didn't do his coach's show this week.
Right, bailed on that.
So
soft.
soft.
Just knowing that I had worked with him before, that was a Lincoln Riley call. I guarantee you.
All right, Oklahoma State at West Virginia. The Oklahoma State Cowboys lose week 1 bad to South Alabama. Now they've ripped off a bunch of wins. They're back in the Big 12 title race. Jessica, you were a believer. You and the students picked Oklahoma State. They win at West Virginia.
They got some stuff figured out. They looked bad. And then all of a sudden now they're kind of quietly rolling in the Big 12. And so, they're going to keep, I think, making some noise. But, yeah, for as bad as they looked, they've got a few things figured out.
Crazy. Got the run game going. That's the biggest thing for them. They got the run game going.
Texas Tech at BYU. Cole tried to sneak one past us with Tech. They did not win. They're really having a disappointing year, so the rest of us got BYU and got that right. We all whiffed on Clemson. They lose in overtime at Miami, so we go 0 for 5 in that game. Jeremiah, the Canes are hard to figure out. I mean, they boot one game by not taking a knee, and then they pull out a nice win over Clemson.
Yeah, and they really had that game in control for most part, and just such a debacle there on the goal line at the last play of the game where, Dabo even came out in the game. It was a handoff. It was a called handoff, and the quarterback went rogue and tried to race to the edge.
Yeah.
Just a terrible, terrible call by that quarterback.
So Clemson gets another loss in the league. Some of that Dabo magic seems to be disappearing. Speaking of a team that's gotten found it out, it's K-State. They just absolutely demolished TCU. Even their big lineman, Beebe, said after the game he thought TCU quit in that game. That's really some strong words. We all got that right. We all got Ole Miss winning at Auburn right. We all got Alabama. We had to rally to beat Tennessee, but they got it done, so we finished strong there as a group. 4 of you, Jessica, you, Jeremiah, Cole, and the students all go 8 and 4. And so that's how the week ended.
and what was the other players?
6 and 6. I went 6 and 6, so 500 weeks. So my lead is down to 5, 78 and 18. Jessica's 73 and 23. We then have the students right on your tail at 72 and 24. They're in third. Jeremiah's in 4, 69 and 27. And Cole with that 8 and 4 solid start at 67 and 29. Are we ready for picks?
We're
Let's
ready.
do it.
Am I allowed now to go to picks?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Wanted to do it 5 minutes ago. I wasn't allowed to do it. All right, we'll start Indiana at Penn State. I think Penn State wins. Jessica has to fall on the Indiana sword this week, so I'm putting her down for Indiana.
I'm not doing it. When have I ever picked against Penn State? It's Searles. Searles is the Indiana sword faller.
No, hey, listen, I've said it for weeks now. Tom Allen is dead to me. He's dead. He's done. Penn State all the way.
Cole, I'm assuming you're Penn State.
Penn State, yep.
All right, so are the students. All right, Jessica, we just saw Northwestern last week. They're home to Maryland, who had a bye week. Maryland coming off of a loss the week before to Illinois. How do you see this one?
I think they bounce back coming off the bye at Northwestern. I think they get some things rolling again, get back in the win column against Northwestern.
I'm with you, Northwestern. I think that offense is an absolute disaster right now without their starting quarterback. I mean, we saw it last week against the Huskers. They couldn't do anything. Maryland is going to get it put back together, get back on the right track.
Okay, Cole?
I've got the Turtles.
Yep, so do the students. So we're all in agreement on at least the first two picks of the week. Jeremiah, Michigan State. Boy, what a disarray. Now they have some guys jumping in the portal on them. Minnesota coming off that big win, the first time that P.J. Fleck was able to beat Kirk Ferentz in Iowa. They're back home hosting Sparty. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, I mean, on top of the week that Michigan State's had with that report coming out about their old head coach and everything going on after the beatdown last week, I got to go with Minnesota.
Cole?
Let's take the Gophers as well.
So do the students. I'm with Minnesota as well, but I think this might be a pretty close game.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan State has made some things close, so we didn't think they'd make it close, but I've got Minnesota at home in this one.
I thought somebody might take a flyer on that one. All right, Cole, I'm coming to you for the primetime game. Ohio State off that big win over Penn State, going to Camp Randall to take on the Badgers, and Coach Luke Fickell is a former Buckeye, so he's facing his alma mater in this one. What about this matchup from your eyes?
Ohio State continues to impress. I do have Ohio State. I do think it'll be a little bit closer than some might suspect.
The students agree with you, and I agree with you as well. I do think it's a fairly competitive game, but the Buckeyes have too many weapons. They're getting healthier in their backfield. I think they win on the road.
I'm with you. I got Ohio State as well.
OHIO.
Man, I guess nobody's jumping off the banner here. Let's go out of conference now. Oklahoma at Kansas. Kansas quarterback Jalen Daniels will not start, still has a bad back. Wink, wink. I think he's looking to transfer. I think he's keeping under the 4-game limit to get out of there. We'll see in the offseason. I think Oklahoma got their scare, survived their scare. I think they bounced back in a big way.
I do, too. I do think Oklahoma will be handed one, but this is not the week to do it. I think Oklahoma does respond and does it in a big way at Kansas.
Yeah, they got a lot to be playing for still. They still have a college football hopes playoffs, the whole bit. So they're going to be coming out, and they can't fall asleep at the wheel twice because they won't get away with it twice. So I think they come out guns blazing.
Cole?
OU.
Students are OU as well. Man, we haven't had one different pick. This is boring, people. All right, Jessica, shake it up here. Georgia at Florida. Florida playing better football. Coach Napier, I think, has got that thing turned around. How about Georgia, Florida?
No.
Come on.
Not doing it. I got Georgia. I got the Dogs.
The all-time bait job by Greg Sharpe. I still got to take the Bulldogs. Sorry, Gregor.
Oh,
Georgia.
Come on, help me out. Georgia.
You do it. You do it then.
Roll.
Hey, these next four, we'll have some differences, I have a feeling.
I think so.
All right, Jeremiah, we just talked about Utah getting a nice win last week against USC. They host the Ducks of Oregon this week.
I like Oregon in this game. You know, I think Utah kind of emptied the clip last week against USC. Huge emotional win. Really got ramped up for that. Oregon's coming out. They have so much firepower on that football team. Their offensive line's playing great. I like the Ducks.
Cole?
I'm going to take the Ducks as well here. I think they are the second best team in the Pac-12.
The students agree with you, and I do as well. I think Oregon is more of a complete team than USC. I think Jeremiah said this last week. USC might be the 4th or 5th best team in that league. Oregon's better than that. They go on the road. Utah's still struggling to score a lot of points. I think the Ducks get it done.
Yeah, I can't go different from you guys here. I think Oregon's got a lot more firepower. Utah might have put up some points, but everybody puts up points against USC's defense, so I still think they're the more complete football team, as you said.
Okay. Cole, Duke and Louisville battle in the ACC. Huge basketball matchup with these two, but these are two pretty good football teams as well.
Yeah, if you Google it for a preview, by the way, it pulls up basketball previews.
Really? It does.
Yeah.
Yep.
It pulls up basketball matchups and articles.
Cole?
I've gone against the Blue Devils in a couple of our picks, and I've been burned, but I'm going to go against them again. I'll take Louisville here.
Well, the students are opposite you. We finally have something different. They go Duke. They like Duke. Duke played hard at Florida State and was in that game for about 3 quarters, couldn't hang on. But I'm a big Louisville guy. I think Jeff Brom is fantastic. Glad he left the Big Ten. Give me the Cardinals to win over the Blue Devils.
I got Louisville, too. I I wanted to pick against you here, but I can't. I think Louisville wins at home.
As soon as Leonard went out of that game, that whole thing flipped on its head, and he's obviously not healthy, the Duke quarterback. And if he's healthy, I probably take Duke here. But with him being unhealthy and the inept that offense was without him, I got to go Louisville as well.
All right, Tennessee, Kentucky. We go to the SEC. Tennessee played so well at Bama last week. We're in the game ahead at half, couldn't hang on. I think they exhausted too much energy. This one was a hard one for me to pick, but Kentucky got mauled by Missouri. Something's wrong in Kentucky. Give me the Volunteers to go on the road on a second straight week and get a road win.
I'm going to go against you here. I was going to go Tennessee, but I'm going to go Kentucky. I got to mix it up a little bit, got to find a different pick than you at home. I think they bounce back. I think they avoid losing 3 in a row, and not to mention – Tennessee beat Kentucky bad last year. I think that's probably sitting in their minds a little bit, maybe a little bit more fired up. They'll get up for this one, and they'll get back in the win column.
I struggled back and forth with this, too. I think Tennessee on paper is a better team. I think Kentucky has had some issues on offense specifically over the last few weeks. So give me the Volunteers.
Okay. Cole?
I'll go with the orange team here.
The students are with Jessica. They're going, give me Kentucky. They're going the Bluegrass boys. So there we go. We do have finally a game where we have a couple on the other side. All right, Jessica, we'll wrap it up. We'll go to the Big 12, Iowa State at Baylor for our final pick.
Again, kind of a little bit like Oklahoma State starting the season. We thought, Iowa State, boy, they've lost it, but they've got some things figured out. I don't know about Baylor. I think they've looked a little sus at times, and so I think the Cyclones win on the road.
I like Iowa State too. Baylor I think they've only won one game at home this year. They're not a great home field advantage team. I mean, we've all been to Baylor. It's not exactly a prime place to play. So give me the Cyclones.
Cole?
I might as well mix things up and go Baylor here.
Students are also with you. Jeremiah's right. Baylor's won one home game. That was over Long Island. I thought that was a drink. So they beat Long Island. Give me Iowa State to go on the road. The Cyclones are playing better football. They get it done on the road.
All right.
All right, Jeremiah. Feel
it's
good?
Kind of a boring week.
It's not a great slate. It's not a great slate of games this weekend. I thought last weekend's slate was great. It was a great week for us to just sit around. And I was up till 2 in the morning watching Arizona State take Washington right to the brink, and they just couldn't do it.
At least there was only one Pac-12 game on this week.
Yeah,
on this
that's
week's
true.
picks.
Pac-12's not your friend. The Pac-12
not my friend at all.
We might just pick the whole league one week. Jeremiah, have yourself a good weekend.
You guys as well. Have a good call.
Very good. That's our Choices Treatment Center segment. It's brought to you by Choices Treatment Center. If you or someone you know is struggling with problem gambling, free treatment is available in Nebraska. Call Choices 24-hour helpline 402-476-2300 for more information. Offices in Lincoln and Columbus. More of the show coming up next.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
Let's face it, nothing makes you look older than you really are than thinning hair. But what if you could not only increase your hair count, but promote new hair growth without surgery, without drugs with potential side effects, and without a prescription from your doctor? Well, now you can, thanks to a breakthrough new supplement called Hair Grow, provided by New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Europe. Hair Grow is now available in the U.S. Only Hair Grow contains Tocogaya, a powerful antioxidant that has received a U.S. patent. Multiple clinical studies show Hair Grow is safe and effective in promoting new hair growth. In one study, 95% of the patients using Hair Grow saw increased hair count. Don't lose more time and more hair. Try Hair Grow today to feel and look your best. Just go to newnordicusa.com or visit Walgreens or Amazon to purchase. Look younger and feel more confident with Hair Grow by New Nordic at newnordicusa.com.
Hey Huskers, it's a new day in Nebraska. Manzer Equipment, Mertz Farm Equipment, and West Point Implement of Columbus have teamed up as True Ag and Turf. Coach Rule is bringing innovation and high performance standards to Husker football, and True Ag is doing the same to your farm with game-changing Fendt equipment. As Big Red establishes power on the field, True Ag and Turf does the same in the field by welcoming Fendt to Nebraska.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra. The perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
A few drinks at home after work, a couple of hits at a party with some friends, over-the-counter drugs for a minor illness, a new daily prescription, and you're not quite sure how it makes you feel. It doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If it impairs you, driving becomes deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Folks, go visit a participating AGCO dealer between now and November 3rd. Get yourself entered for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game. It's on Black Friday here in Lincoln. We'll throw in some pregame tailgate passes. To get registered, go see True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment. To get entered, you may be a winner this season. All right, time to see if we have a winning joke. It's time for Cole's Joke of the Week. We got to come up with a little fancy, cute little open.
I know. How is this not sponsored yet? This is a huge deal. People patiently await this all week, Cole.
And has this one been vetted by any of the students?
This one has not been vetted by anybody but my own mind.
And he had a good one last week, so we might be due for a bad one here. But I have confidence in you, Cole. Let's see it.
Well, I've just been thinking about things recently that kind of drive me crazy. And one thing, I can't stand stuck-up bodies of water. It's like, get over yourself, Lake Superior.
That's okay. I think that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think it's solid.
That's pretty good. What happened to the Halloween theme stuff?
I know.
Though? I thought you were going to ride the whole thing out for the month.
Now you're out of Thursday nights.
I'm giving that one
in October.
I'm giving that one a solid 7.
I was going to say 7.5.
Okay, that's kind of the range I'm in. Well, the Halloween.
Now you don't have a Thursday for a Halloween
I didn't
joke,
have any.
Cole.
There don't exist any. That was the only Halloween joke.
Slim, were they for Halloween jokes?
I guess.
Okay. All right. That's solid for me. That's not the flat that we were kind of thinking we might get out of him today.
I thought it was good. He delivered about 2 for 2 the last couple weeks.
Pretty good. Probably need to bundle up Saturday.
I know. I'm getting all
Isn't it
the
crazy?
winter
Today was nice, like 70 degrees.
Yeah, it's crazy that starting tomorrow it's going to start getting cold.
And some of the folks listening tonight, I know you're already cold. A lot of central Nebraska west, it's already hit you guys. So we're sitting over here talking about being 70 in Lincoln today. So it's going to get really chilly for all of you. But yeah, hand warmers, get the hand warmers ready to roll.
Oh, I'm going to have all the layers going. I'm ready. I'll be ready.
Well, I think Damon wants his window closed, so we'll probably have his closed.
The fact that it's just now to the point of the season and I'm really got to worry about that, I can't really complain too much, right?
And it bounces back. This is not a long cold snap. We're going to be back up nice next week. I think it'll be okay in East Lansing.
Okay.
That's a good thing to know. All right, Woodhouse Auto Family, they are your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. No show tomorrow. We do have Husker Volleyball taking on Maryland. First serve at 7. Pregame coverage with John and Lauren begins at 6. We're back with you on Monday. What a fun week, though. We had Trev Alberts. We had Matt Rural. We had John Cook. I mean, that's a
The governor, Jordan Larson.
Jordan Larson. I mean, star-studded week here on Sports Night. Good stuff.
Look, and there's an 8 for Cole.
All right. There's also a couple that maybe aren't quite as flattering up there for him as well. But it survives for another week, so we'll get him back next week. I'm just disappointed it wasn't a Halloween-themed joke with Halloween being in 5 days. Folks, have a great night tonight. Enjoy volleyball tomorrow. We'll talk to you on Football Saturday in just a couple of days. Have a great night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Is your garbage disposal not disposing? You had one job. Drains backing up can cause a horrible smell in a home, damaged pipes, and so much more. Some signs that your garbage disposal may be going out include frequent clogs, abnormal and louder noises than normal, or water is leaking from the bottom, just to name a few. John Henry's is here to take care of all the pipes and drains in your home. Call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and air.
There are a lot of rates out there, and it can be tough to find the right one. Well, let's make it easy. With FNBO's special offer CD of 5.5% APY for 3, 7, or 17 months, you can earn more, save more, and do more. That's 5.5% annual percentage yield for 3, 7, or 17 months at your nearest FNBO location with a minimum deposit of $500 and an FNBO Premier Checking account. So stop on by and give your savings a great big boost with the Great Big Small Bank. FNBO, member FDIC.
Maybe your hometown celebrates long-standing Swiss traditions. Cow chip throwing. Or even classic car muscle. Everyone has a hometown, and every hometown has a festival. Cenex wants to hear about yours. That's why we're launching the Hometown Throwdown. Tell us about your fest, and it could win $100,000. Learn more at CenexHometownThrowdown.com. Cenex, powered locally.
It's being well supported by a provider who understands your health interests and goals. It's ensuring you are well connected to a team of caregivers and specialists. It's feeling well cared for by having someone you can turn to who sees you for you. That's the power of being well matched. And that's exactly what CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match